Hello, the game has started and it is me to go first. I'm playing the bot, so the computer, and I've got a pretty good opening rack. I can see bunting and that looks fine. 74. The bot responds with Bivia. Second rack, pretty decent. Balanced vowels and consonants. Don't see a bingo though. Looking at compound words. Not seeing any compound word bingos with these 7 and the floaters. So what to get rid of? Maybe the W and the O would leave a pretty decent 5-letter set. Or what about OO there for 21? Does bunting take an S? Clouds and buntings. 30. Yes, it does take the S. And the bot responds with thou, creating a hotspot at J6 for my F. So potentially fog here for 34. Pretty decent 5-letter set. Got some parallel play options next to thou. Fo for 24. Got F for phone, FOHN. But fog looks pretty good. Score-wise and rack leave, I think I'm going with this. Literati, nice bingo there by the bot, and scores are more or less level. Pretty good rack here. And looking at this L, maybe a word ending in AL. Or perhaps beginning with the L. I have the horn component of a word. Overhand through a V. There is a V here. It wouldn't score as much as a bingo through one of the double word squares. What about the I? Maybe a hair word. Hair cone? No. Menorah? Does that play anywhere? And I haven't considered parallel plays. Now what about the blank as an S? I was thinking of FOUS files and then that wouldn't reach the double anyway, so that's no good. about an iron word? Iron head? No, I didn't think that was a thing. Ironware, but not seeing it, so I'll have to settle for the lower scoring bingo, 65. Diagram, very nice parallel play by the bot, who takes the lead with a monster 97-point play. I do have Bossy on the rack, and I was looking at Bossy here for 46. That's pretty good. Aerify, nice play by the bot. Then we've got 2 E's to dump in the top right, which would balance that rack quite nicely and still keep the score ticking over somewhat. Eeliest, not quite. Steely, no, Steely. I really do need to get rid of a couple of E's, and this seems like the go. Hoax for 43, so the bot maintaining a good lead there. Now desisted, is that a thing? Yes, it is. But is there, well, Teddy's plays alongside Diagram, and I don't think Steadier can be spelled like that. What about the F? Fediest? No. But Teddy's, that would work. Teddy's. $69. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Wow, Trampier. So the board wide open. I'm trailing by 40. I do have a decent play here. For 48, keeping the Q back. I could do some damage with the Q next turn, I think. Nothing major, but there are some opportunities. So I'll go with we for what about Pee-wee? But that's 4 E's, not 3. I don't think you can you spell Pee-wee like this. 63. Yes, you can. Nice. Opponent leaves a U up in the top left, perfectly positioned for my Q. And I do have Qualia for 48. Now this hotspot at F2 of no major advantage to the remaining tiles. Just scanning the board for Z hotspots, and this O12 scoring opportunity there. Now 4 tiles in the bag. I'm going to draw all 4. Can I incorporate the V with the Q? Not that I can see. I'm going with qualia. Just for 39. Wow, look at those scores. Opponent doesn't have great tiles left, so I think I might have this in the bag. And Groved is not playable. But Grove is playable here. Doesn't give the bot much to do. Just thinking if he's got an outplay. Unslung. No. Yeah, I think Grove looks alright. Or what about Dove? 37, that's definitely better. And I can definitely go out with GR, so Dove for 37. Unled, and then I can play GR. Just scanning the board. Well, rug, yeah, I don't think there'll be much more than that anyway. So I'll just play rug for 8. And that got me to the 500 barrier. So bot 477 and 500. Not a bad tally, nearly 1,000. Let's see what we missed. So back to the beginning. Bunting looks fine for 74. Then the bot plays Bivia for 20. Nothing by way of bingos here, and all pretty low scores. So I went with Klaus just to keep the score ticking along. Now opponent's got Thou for 32 and Foghorn. That looks quite nice. J6 for 43. So yeah, I could have extended Fog. I just looked at the remaining 5 letters and I thought, they look pretty synergistic. So I kept those 5. And then opponent's got Literati, Ratline, and goes with Literati. And Horson, there we go, for 91. There was a parallel play. So I was actually thinking, what is the bingo with the S? But brain just wasn't working. That would have been beautiful. 91. So a big difference in scores. Yeah, 26 point suboptimal play with the overhand bingo. Then we've got diagram for the bot. Now scores are still pretty close. Bossy for 46 was the highest score, but Cybo simming very well too. I don't like that with the Z unseen and the J. This could easily be a 60 or 70 point play. So still happy with Bossy. Then Error 5 for 39. Nice way of getting rid of the I's and the Y's. Yeah. Now I've got a multitude of E's. And yeah, that play in the top right, simming best. Hoax for 43. Now scores are interesting. Again, bot just has a little bit of a lead on me. And Dadist. Yeah, I knew there was some kind of weird word with two D's. I just couldn't quite remember it, but Teddy's was the more common one. And steedied. Steedied. That's not one you see every day. Teddy's comes down there now. Beautiful rack. And the bot has Trampier for 74. Pee-wee for 63 was best from this position. And then still some scoring potential in the CK. 44 points for Uncork. And then the Q with the U, that was quite handy. Although I would have had a QI double direction here for less, but still a decent enough score. And Qualia was best. Now Chiz for 39. Scores are very close. But I just have a slightly better final rack than opponent. And Dove did score best for 37. And then opponent had Unled for 12. And then, Rug or Gur for 8 to go out. So, pretty good game. Fast and furious, as it always is, with the hasty bot. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.